Conformity Antidote. Run, little snowflakes. Run. Here they come, the leaders of the new church, Reverend Cuz and Deacon Tex.
Good evening, sir. Hello, viewers.
Can I hear myself?
I know I can't hear myself.
There we go. There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Everybody. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're not sequestered.
Sequestered. What are we on?
Well, it's like you
Sequester the jury.
That's right. So you're in what do you call it? Quarantine, but then maybe you get on your family's nerves and they stick you in the closet.
or in the basement, like we are.
We get fed once a day.
Mm-hmm. But it's good food, though.
It's good food.
Yeah. Even though it's only once a day, it's good. It's good stuff.
It's awfully gassy.
I know. I'm over here kind of my. Mm-hmm. Now you said it.
Turn it up a little bit. We got notifications. All righty. But thanks for joining us again on a Sunday.
Yes, back to our Sunday.
Yes.
Yes. And the reason why we just did last Saturday because it was Easter Sunday last weekend. We hope you all had a wonderful Easter.
Resurrection.
Yes.
Good song.
So we hope everybody had a nice Easter.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're back on schedules.
We're all back on schedule today. I know that. So we had ham, right, for Easter. So then yesterday or day before, anyway, so my wife, we had a big old ham bone.
Mm-hmm.
So she made this ham, potato, cheddar soup. Oh my God.
So what was in it?
Ham and potatoes.
Potatoes. I was going to ask. I was wondering if you were able to find any beans because I know you.
No, we still no. Well,
White
they had
beans.
They have like the little pack of them,
right? But
we like the was it the like they call it bean soup beans?
Right. Yeah,
it has but it has northern pintos.
Oh, it's a potpourri.
It's a potpourri.
A potpourri of beans.
Yes. Beans.
Yes.
And they still don't have them because we went to Wegmans a couple days ago, and they still haven't restocked a bunch of stuff that, it just. I mean, some of this they have, some they have, but
right.
I guess it's just.
I know pasta's starting to finally come back around. At least the past couple stores I went into, the pasta is finally. I mean, before like a month ago, you couldn't find pasta to save your life, and now it's like starting to come around.
We went to Costco, got that big pack. We had like the elbows and the.
Oh, it was at the assorted pack.
Yes,
very nice.
Excuse me. I really like the bow ties.
The bow tie pasta.
Yes.
I like penny. I like penny pasta, or is that just penny? Pennies. Dunno. I know that was bad.
That was bad.
I'm sorry.
Right. All right, but so thanks for joining us. Like I said before, and I don't know. Like I said, we can talk about a few things in the ass.
Yes,
in the back.
And the arse, like we always do. We like talking about stuff and the
in
ass
the rear.
In the rear.
So I think without any further ado, before we end up getting ourselves in a whole lot of trouble, before we go down here, 'cause that's usually about halfway through the show.
Yeah, or if not sooner.
Yes. So anyway, let's get on with some news. We got you dumb round eye.
Oh, yes.
We took all the personal protection equipment, and now we're selling it at double cost.
Yes.
Stupid.
At bargain price of $500 for one mask. Oh,
dumbass! You didn't see it coming, and we got you round eye.
Yes, we have bastard. You. Come to Wet Market. Everything clean.
Yes.
Yeah, right. We sell rats. We sell skin rats.
Right. We keep a nice glaze of poop over everything, so that way it doesn't
It masks the smell of what the animals themselves.
keep doing that. Boom.
Oh, boy.
I'd like to send out a little message. Hello.
Hello.
And so, like I did last week,
Yes.
what I'm going to do is when we get on a subject,
Right, just
I
put
like-
the
I just
subject
put a
in there.
little subject, yeah.
Okay,
How about that?
That's very nice. That's very nice.
All right, so let's start off with some stupidity right off the bat. Oh, there we go. So, I think it was late or early last week. It might have been late following week. So Obama has finally come out and endorsed Joe Biden. I'm like, what took you? I mean, he was your vice president, so obviously he was good enough for you to pick as vice president twice. Has anybody ever nobody's
No,
ever dropped?
I don't think anybody's ever
or
dumped
changed it.
I don't think anybody ever has. I don't
I
know.
think so.
Not maybe back in the 1800s or whatever, but not that I'm aware of.
So
Nobody's
let
ever
us-
dumped their.
If anybody knows, hit us on the chat. I don't think any two-term president has whacked their vice president
No.
to and get somebody else for the second term. So, but it's like, I don't understand what took so long, dude. I mean, were you wait? Well, now he has to endorse him because he's the last one.
I was going to say, well, that's why. That's what.
He's the last man standing.
That's what took him. That's what took him so long.
Well,
That's it.
So obviously,
it's like Joe is all we've got. Joe
all
is all we've got.
help.
Help!
But I mean, I don't know that to me,
It's not a big vote of confidence.
it's not. I mean, especially, it's. He was good. Like I said, he's good enough vice president, but he's not good enough for you to come right out the bat and endorse him.
Well, the only one for the most part, we know that vice presidents throughout the years, they're mainly just kind of they're like figureheads. They get sent to they get sent to all these conferences, and they get sent to stuff that the president doesn't want to go to or whatever.
Right.
That's basically until you had Bush's presidency, where Dick Cheney basically kind of ran
the show.
He kind of ran the show, and poor Bush was the guy that went to all the conferences.
Or you with Biden, you just you go over to Ukraine and get your boy set up,
or
get your son set up there and in China,
or you go over to the now is having their little conference thing going on. You're the guest speaker, and it's like, oh hey honey, do a little grabby.
You know what? I'm surprised because he keeps forgetting. I'm surprised he knows where to squeeze nowadays.
They probably
He's like,
hey,
oh, got it.
hey,
Got your nose.
hey, the Secret Service they call people over and they put like masking tape arrows on.
Oh, I got you. No, sir. You
What is that?
Need to be a little lower.
A little bit lower. No. All right, it's all right, Joe. It'd be like it's like in Caddyshack where he's trying to show the old couple where to hit the ball. Mr. Haverkamp, Mr. Haverkamp, right over, Mrs. Haverkamp. Oh golly, I'm hot today.
You two look like a couple of
Boogies. Anyway,
Caddyshack classic.
I know.
But you know what? I watch it now, and it's not as funny.
There's
I mean, you got Rodney Dangerfield. That's funny. He's funny in the. Well, I mean, he's dead now, but he's funny in everything he does.
Yes.
But except for him, nobody else is funny in there.
Well,
Bill Murray, he had one spot.
Well,
Chevy Chase has never been funny.
Ted Knight was pretty. Ted Knight had a
was
couple
funny.
moments.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got Mr. Velati with us now. Obama's been preoccupied trying to figure out how to explain to
the Wuhan lab. Yeah. It's funny that with the Wuhan, we're getting ready to talk about Wuhan here. Actually, it's the next stuff.
So next coming up.
So let's go ahead and get rid of these two idiots because there's no sense in talking about them anymore. Oh, and Bernie, of course, endorsed Biden.
Well, like Bernie has, he does.
Well, I know,
there again, he
but
didn't
it's
have
like-
a choice. But I think what's funny though is he endorsed Joe Biden a hell of a lot earlier than he did Hillary Clinton. I don't think he endorsed Hillary Clinton until the convention.
Yeah.
Or until after the convention is when he actually he waited that long because he was did not want to endorse her at all.
I can't endorse her.
I can't. Yeah, oh shit.
Okay, talking about Wuhan.
Welcome to Wuhan. We big city. We welcome people here with open arms.
Yes. Yeah, come in and we infect you.
Yes.
So one of the big things about Wuhan, and it's obviously it's the Chinese government. So this big thing now is they're talking about the World Health Organization. Okay, well they found out, and if nobody believes what I'm saying, go look it up for yourself. So the World Health Organization kind of conspired with China to like downplay the deaths and downplay the impact. Okay, dude. WHO, that's not what you're there for. You're there to prevent this stuff and to warn everybody else. So you got Trump that's like, you know what? Why am I could take that money, spend it with my people, with the CDC. We can provide better services to the world than you are. And he's like, why am I spending all this money on the World Health Organization when you guys got your head up your ass? So they came out with the numbers, and all of a sudden now China is... Well, they're saying, oh, okay, ooh, my bad. We gave you kind of wrong numbers before. We were just slightly off. And this is just in the Wuhan province alone, not even the rest of China. So they had reported that they were at 1,290 deaths in the Wuhan province. Little off. Now they're coming out and said, oh, no, I'm my bad. It was 3,869. So 1,290, 3,800.
That's a little. That's somebody's
bit
math.
of a difference, ain't it?
Somebody's math was a little off on that. I think.
It's more than 50% of an increase.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, again, here's the thing. So they screwed around with the numbers. That there was also evidence that they knew it was happening, and they let these people. The Wuhan province has this festival every year. They were told to shut it down. They said, "Nah, we're good." So they let all these other people come to this festival that got infected, right? And it's like, hey, dumbass, you, what the hell? So anyway, now they're actually coming out. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. China is getting seriously bombarded with stuff. They are in a world of shit right now, right? There are so many companies that are now snatching stuff out of China as far as manufacturing, and that's China's bread and butter, because they like we've discussed on this show like 50 million times. China does not have a middle class. They don't have a consumer class, right? All that comes from U.S. and other countries. Well, when these companies are now starting to pull out of China because, number one, China's got a black eye, nobody wants to deal with them, and of course they're lying, and the government's been regulating stuff, which they always have, but they find out really just how much regulation they were implementing. So they're like, you know what? And Italy's even talking about charging them, not with war crimes, I forget what it's called, it's something else because it's not a war, but charging them with the simple fact that they're saying they caused all these deaths in Italy because of, they covered up all the stuff.
Well, they're not the only ones. There's other. I heard on the news, and this is one of the reasons why now all of a sudden China's starting to do somewhat of about face on their numbers, because now all the European countries are like, you know what, this is just BS.
You're full of shit.
Right, this is BS, and we're going to start pulling in Europe. It's one thing when the United States was going to do it or said we were going to do it. Everybody's like, oh, it's just Trump being Trump. But then you had Europe mainstream, and I heard it from England, France, Italy, Spain. All of them were like, you know what, we're going to start yanking our manufacturing. We're going to stop, because this is BS. Y'all let this stuff happen. So now China's like, hold the phone a minute. I think we got wrong number here. We update numbers. We so sorry. We sorry.
We slightly off.
Yeah, slightly off.
We were 1,290.
Yeah.
Oh, so what is it, like 1,295?
And that's
not so much. 38.69.
And unfortunately, like we discussed it like on the last show before, all the scientists that tried to alert everybody and know about this have mysteriously disappeared. The one scientist has actually died of the coronavirus, so his whatever he knew has just went with him. So it's like, all right, and I think it's like everybody they want China to compensate. They're going to want compensation, and they're going to sue them through, I guess, the World Court, basically saying, "Hey, we want X amount of money for all these deaths that were caused." So we'll see how that goes.
Which means they won't get it. They won't get the money. But what they can do is they say, "Okay, fine. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to impose sanctions, which means we're not going to give you raw materials. We're not going to be, like you said, we're going to start pulling manufacturing out. We're not going to be buying your products." I mean, tell you, man, China is in a world of shit, and it's going to take a lot for them to recover from this. If they just would have been up front, they could have got ahead of this thing and took care of it.
And it does make
this is how they operate.
It does it does make you understand that if something like this were to happen, and I'm sure then you would have been like asking for. All these other countries, because all these other countries were saying, hey, if we would have known about this sooner, we would have helped send our scientists and stuff to China to help you guys. Well, because of their secrecy and this whole, there's nothing to see here. There's no big deal. Nothing wrong.
But you look at the timeline, back in I think the late January, Trump actually went to, was it Ping, whatever his name is, said, hey, I'll send the CDC over, can help you out. And we'll pay for all this. He's like, nah, we got it. So we even offered to them. He even had a team ready to go. And China's like, no, don't send your people.
Yeah,
over
well,
there.
and I think Britain was the same way.
Yeah.
Britain was going to send somebody, and they're like, no, that's quite all right. Well, and then I just read something that they're actually thinking that this was going around possibly in September, if not before. So stay tuned for that.
Well, they definitely know it was in November into December.
Right,
they know that for a fact.
That's when the scientists. That's when this Chinese scientists started making. That's when they were able to get out and say something, and then that's when they got yanked away. Oh, you talk too much over here. Oh, come over. We have meeting over here.
Oh, come look at this. Oh, look in there. Look at these binoculars.
Oh. Look at these binoculars.
But see, and then again, and I'll get off my soapbox. Is also, as they know, the Chinese government regulates and they own all of the communications within China, papers, social media, the internet. They own all that stuff, so they regulate what goes out or what doesn't go out.
Let's put it this way, everybody. Let's not forget. China is still a communist country. So everything is owned by the communist government and everything is controlled by the communist government. They're not a democratic society. They're not a capitalist society. It's not free over there. Anybody that tries to speak out is or removed. Well, Tiananmen Square. That's all I gotta say. Go for you, those of you youngins that happen to watch this. Go back and look at what happened in Tiananmen Square and see what they do when people try to speak out in China.
Yeah. When you got a government that brings out a tank to shut you up, or tanks, then And let's talk about protesters. We're not talking about
We're not talking about an armed uprising. We're a coup.
It's talking about a couple. We're talking about a bunch of students.
Right.
Anyway.
All
right, Wuhan.
More to come. I'm sure more to come with China later on down the road.
Yeah. That stuff is not done yet.
Mm-mm.
All right. So going from one jackass to another. So here's wonderful Mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio. This guy, I can't even. Every time I even say his name, I throw up in my mouth because he's such a piece of shit. Anyway, so what is Bill doing now?
What is he doing now?
What could he possibly do now that he hasn't done that's stupid? Well, Bill de Blasio now so he just put it out. They just had a nice commercial. And he did a public service announcement. So what Bill de Blasio wants you to do over there in New York City is he wants you to look around for people who aren't either doing social distancing, who aren't wearing masks, or any other thing they might be doing that is against what they're considered to either quarantine yourself or social distancing. So what he wants you to do is he wants you to take a picture on your cell phone, and he wants you to text it. They've made their own number that you text the picture to and the location, and they'll come and arrest them. What are we in frickin' World War II Nazi Germany?
No kidding. It was like,
frick.
why don't you tell on your neighbors?
We got you.
I know nothing. Nothing.
I mean, this is the same crap that the frickin' the Jews had to deal with in frickin' Nazi Germany, and well, actually other countries as well. It's like, dude, you want to start taking pictures and start drop a dime on everybody. It's like,
I got this.
dude.
How about if they would have did that to him back in only about a month ago when he was there in Chinatown telling everybody to come down to Chinatown for the parade. Come down for the Chinese New Year parade.
Well,
and you know what?
That was him and Pelosi. Pelosi was in San Francisco doing that.
Yeah, she was in San Francisco. And then he's like, you know what, New Yorkers, there's nothing to worry about. I'm taking the subway. Everybody hop on the subway. Let's cram into the subway.
Yeah. Even this boy Cuomo was like, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa,
what the hell
are
is
you doing?
Oh, I tell you what, I don't think they particularly care for each other especially after
hell
this.
no.
Especially
No,
after
hell
this
no.
little incident.
Yeah,
so and yes, you're right. He looks like Big Bird and talks like Bert. As Mr. Velarde says. What an ass. My thing is this, why it's not going to come up now. It's going to come up here shortly, I guess, when the election comes up, and the people are going to be questioning him, and probably his own people in his own party.
Well, they should.
And they're going to be so you sat there and you told everybody while this was starting to ramp up, and you're telling everybody it's no big deal, hop on the subway, go to the beach, come out here, go to the parades, and you and your health services woman, I don't even want to know what her name is, and she should be out of a job, period. Yeah. She's supposed to be the health and welfare person in New York City, and she's out there running her mouth like it's no big deal. This is all overblown. Tell that to the umpteen thousands of people that have died in New York City so far.
Yes,
honey bunch. You know what? If I were those families, if I were if I were a family member of somebody that passed away because of coronavirus, you can guarantee you, I would be filing a massive lawsuit against you. Not only this goofy ass, but that other bimbo that he put in charge of health and welfare, or whatever her name is. I'm done.
You all right? But he said, but even after all the stupid shit he did a few years ago, back in 2017, you dumbasses in New York voted him in again. Yeah. How many times are you going to vote this dumbass in?
Well, I think he's done now.
Oh, you people in New York,
don't they have
stupid?
Don't they have term limits in New York City?
Oh, I don't know, but they voted. They keep voting this jackass in.
We know it's like New York City because D.C. kept voting in Marion Barry. Cheers. Well, and then Detroit kept voting in that mayor that ended up finally the feds had to nail him for racketeering and shit.
Well, Baltimore.
Miss Bookseller.
Yeah, buy my books.
You better buy my books, or I'm a Yankee. But she got lucky though, because she happened to her time to report to prison was right when this all broke out. So they're like, you can reporting to prison. Yeah.
So I'm just real quick. We talk about Nancy Pelosi. Do you see the little video of her where she was on James Corden show? The James Corden, whatever.
Oh, with her ice cream. I love chocolate. I just love my chocolate with her $50 quart ice cream that she's got in there.
It's like $12 a pint. But here's the thing. When she was talking about it, then she slipped up and said, "Oh yeah, because my grandchildren are coming over, and we'll make sure we stocked up." It's like,
hold up.
You shouldn't have said that, because everybody's supposed to be everybody's supposed to be quarantined.
Social distance. Yep, you're not supposed to be having the kids come over there, Nancy.
Well, they could social distance because she's got so many wings in her mansion.
I know, in her mansion.
Yeah,
and I'm sure her undocumented workers in the house will probably keep the kids apart.
Oh, so we have Kerry Brown apparently doesn't like Trump. Oh, really? So let me just explain. If you go look at the numbers in the CBO, you also find out that Obama, okay, he doesn't like Trump. Trump's been fighting with China to deal with this other crap anyway. But Obama also went and dropped the health organization funding and the equipment. Dropped it like I forget how many millions of dollars each year that he was in office. So again, there you go. Oh, trigger. Hey, if you're a liberal and whatever else, hey, we invite you. Do we invite you to voice your opinion? And we'll talk about it and whatever else. I don't agree with you, and threatens governors, the man's a dickhead. All right, well, at least he's probably been the only president that's actually ever done anything. I don't know. Name one thing Obama did when he was in office, besides giving China all kind of money because of trade, or the $150 million he dropped on Iran.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't.
Billion, excuse me.
That's the one thing I don't get. You can talk.
Because he said we owed it to him.
Iran absolutely nothing. I don't care.
Oh, we owe him something.
Yeah, we owe him. We don't have our explosion on.
Yeah,
there.
we don't have the. Yeah, no.
And there again, they're another country right now who their people are dying left and right while their fat cats are living high on the hog or whatever. They want people to feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for your people. Unfortunately, there's not much they can do right now. Yeah. But as far as the government's concerned, you know what? You're going to get what's coming yours there, Ayatollah.
Yeah, Ayatollah.
So.
All right. And last but not least, look at there. It is America's sweetheart, Ellen DeGenerate. Not a big fan of Ellen's, but however. So you think, well, what the hell you guys bitching about Ellen for? Well, let me tell you. So Ellen DeGeneres, so she has her big TV show that's probably, I'd say probably one of the, if not the most popular one on daytime television. And I don't even want to get into how much money she has and how much the show makes. It's a crap load. But here's the thing. So she said so before they left for the corona stuff, for the quarantine and whatnot, she told her crew and everything, hey, we're gonna don't worry about it, be taken care of, and this, that, and the other. And then it's been over a month, and they haven't got paid anything, to kind of continue on, and nobody said squat to them. And I'm like, look, if I'm Ellen DeGeneres, I'm like, look, I got money out my ass. So tell you what, I'm gonna bankroll everybody for. She could easily bankroll people for about 6 months, probably a year easily, and it won't even drop in the bucket. But if they care about people so much, and they're like, they always talk about how this shows the family and everybody that's on there, you would think she would take care of them. But no, she's like, screw y'all, I'm gonna go do my thing, and by the way, you guys just do whatever you're gonna do, but I got nothing for you. It's like, I'm telling you, people, these Hollywood crap, these Hollywood shitheads, they don't care about nobody but themselves. All right, and all these ladies and stuff like Oprah. Oprah could probably bankroll half the country, on her own, and not even never drop in the bucket. But it's her money; she can do what she wants with it. But you got these people that and all these ladies, they show up to their shows because we all it's all fun and care about it. No, they don't. Women are showing up because they want the free shit. Ellen don't care about you people. She could care less. I always found it funny when everybody was talking about how in 2016, when they had Hillary running, and that she cares about the women, she cares about gays and the LGBTQ. So she don't care about none of you people. Could care less. All right. But anyway, so it's just funny that she's America's sweetheart apparently and stuff, and she's kind of giving the her crew and all her people a big weenie right in the ass. Told you. Any comments on that there?
No, she's not alone, but
she's
it
not.
is what it is.
It is what it is, but
I was reading.
Is anybody going to learn a lesson after this?
Nope.
I
just, one of the things is I was reading an article where basically these people that make over six figures, 7-figure salaries or whatever, it's amazing how almost every single one of them have been tested. They're all these suburban areas and rural areas don't have enough tests. They're like, we're only going to test you if you have symptoms and if your doctor gives you a prescription. Well, it's amazing how like this one whole island of millionaires down in Miami and in Florida and in Boca Raton and stuff, they all got tested. Miraculously, all the tests happened to appear. I was speaking of Hollywood, and I know one of your favorite actors, Sean Penn, was on. I know he was on the front cover saying,
"Is he still alive?"
Yeah. Well, he's upset because he's still in mourning because his best bud down in Venezuela passed away.
Oh yeah,
He's what's old idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, but they had him on. I was on the internet and it gives you like all the news headlines or whatever. And it had his picture that he was getting tested for coronavirus, and I'm like, did he have any symptoms? Okay, so why? So am I supposed to be impressed that another millionaire actor is able to get a test, but yet you have somebody that's right up the street who's been laid off from a retail job because retail stores have closed, and they're not feeling too well, and they can't get a swab because there's no tests available. Oh, but yet millionaires and politicians all have their swab tests done. That's all I'm gonna say. We know it's a class. It depends on what class of people you're in as to what happens to you. So
yeah,
I don't expect anything more. I don't expect anything less. And like Reverend Cuss says, is anything really going to change? It's just like after September 11th, everybody's like, oh, we're going to be one big happy family. That lasted for like 6 months, and then everybody went right back to the way they were. It's like we forgot what happened. Oh, that happened then?
I think we all go to Nancy Pelosi's house and eat up all our ice cream.
Yes, I want some of that. I want some for chocolate ice.
I want to see what $12 a pint ice cream tastes like.
Yes,
that's all I'm saying.
Oh, and also before we end our news, I just like on a somber note. It's a little piece of history for those of you who don't know, and it's a bad piece of history, but I'm gonna mention it anyway.
Do we really care?
Well, today it's the 25th anniversary, and I can't believe it's been 25 years since the Oklahoma City bombing.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
So our prayers are with everybody that was involved with that. I was there. I was in Oklahoma City. One of the companies I worked for, their corporate office is in Oklahoma City, and I was there when they still had the fence around, and they had all the memorials and stuff up, and that was ugly.
Oh, I was going to say, because I thought you were there like when it bombed. I was like, you couldn't stand a little closer. Too soon? I'm sorry.
That wasn't very funny. What are you trying to say? How'd you make it out of Waco, wacko?
I crawled through the sewer.
And that was another thing.
I crawled through the sewer.
Yeah, this is like, I know. This is like the weekend of like
nutbags.
Nutbags, because you had, of course, it's all the far right nut jobs. This is Hitler's birthdays this weekend. Then you had the Wacko and Waco. You had the Oklahoma City bombing. So you had a lot of crap.
When was Ruby Ridge? Was that in this?
That's close. That was close by.
No, but like when?
92. That was in 92.
No, like what?
I don't know. I
time of the year.
I saw that because they were talking about Timothy McVeigh, and that was one of his little revenge factors.
Yeah,
what happened in Ruby Ridge.
Or he didn't like Ruby Ridge, but he liked the fact they put up a fight, but then he didn't like they got
the government.
Killed.
He didn't government. Well, that was the biggest thing about Waco was the government going in and whacking all the kids and stuff.
Waco.
And also you had Columbine was around this date too, so it's not a good weekend for. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that.
All right.
Are we done?
We are done.
Let's move on to some good, serious stuff. Stuff for the soul.
Oh. I could go on I could go on all day about news because
you'll not talk about China no more. Oh, you silly fool! We're gonna run your country soon.
Shoot, they ain't.
We have you on TikTok. All you idiot Americans on TikTok making video. We track all of you. You silly, silly people. Oh. anyway, I know all these people home, on quarantine, and they're running their mouth on TikTok and Zoom.
Yeah.
That Zoom has already been proven to be.
And I just was finishing reading a little bit of something here with Kerry Brown. Let me just say this, dude. If you go back and do your research on what H1N1, go look at that. Obama didn't even say anything for like over 3 months, and they already had at that point there was over 10,000 deaths in the country just from that. So yeah, don't talk about Obama like he did something. He's a worthless piece of crap. Take that to the bank.
There was who was the only there was actually a president here recently who I read this article, and he watched the movie, and it got him, or it was a book. He read the book, and he actually got really concerned about pandemics and really, really tried to get something going on it. And he did some, but then of course Congress and everybody else was like, oh, we don't have the money for it. We don't have the money for it. And I was actually reading an article about it. They said George Bush was actually the son.
He read a book.
The son actually he saw, I guess one of his aides gave him a book to read, and he read it, and he said that book completely freaked him out, and he started wanting all this money. He wanted the U.S. to be prepared for a pandemic, and of course the people at that time were like,
"What are you talking about? You're nuts."
Yep, we got too much other stuff to worry about other than the pandemic, George. And then, of course, Cheney's like, we got a war to fight over in Afghanistan, and I got Halliburton to run. You.
Yeah, let's go out there in the field and shoot some stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my
get out of the way.
That was my best friend. Oh, that you shoot your best friend? What the hell you do to your?
Okay, I know we're rambling, but everybody talks about Cheney and Halliburton, and yeah, that was a effed up situation. Dianne Feinstein, her husband's doing the same thing. It's like,
well, you know how she gets away with it because it's her hubby. It ain't her. Supposedly, it ain't her.
It's still.
I know.
That's not conflict of interest.
I know.
Anyway.
This is stock sellers. Anyway.
All right.
Let's move on to our first story.
Land O'Lakes.
Mm-hmm. I like that butter.
Mo better butter.
Mo better butter.
Mo better butter. Well, apparently, Land O'Lakes is racist, or they were racist, so they took off the racist Native American on the front of the package that's been there for over 100 years, and they removed it because they said it was racist, and it prevented Land O'Lakes to, what did they say? I forget what they said. They prevented them from
belching.
Something like meeting the people and being with the people and whatever, some bullshit. But anyway, so the CEO Beth Ford, who's openly gay, by the way, not that really matters, but it kind of goes along the lines of the liberal overcompensating freaking snowflakes. So the farmer-owned dairy cooperative, which produces butter, cheese, and other milk products, has dropped the Native American maiden image from its packaging, opting instead for just the landscape. All right, as you can see here, here's where they had the lady on the package, and now here's what it's going to be. You can see she's gone, and it just has the landscape. Oh my gosh. The logo, which has been in the company's label for nearly 100 years, since it was founded in Minnesota in 1921, has been called racist and criticized for its use of the butter maiden. Okay, so she's holding a thing of butter. If you see it, I'm trying to think how that's racist, but they interviewed a bunch of Native American tribes and stuff, and they're like, "What are you talking about? We don't see that's racist." Many on social media are celebrating the move, criticizing the company for using the image of the Native American woman named Mia for its branding in the first place. Okay, so what we want to do is remove all Native American.
Yeah, we don't want pictures.
Anything from them. Yeah.
Yep, we don't want pictures of any Native Americans on nothing.
Nothing.
We want everybody to forget about them.
Forget about them.
If you ask me,
because you're going to get some of this. Oh.
That was It was a little delayed. Delayed reaction.
I'm sure everybody saw that. Thank you for the explanation.
I'm sorry.
Jackass. See what I got to deal with. Okay, we couldn't find the arrow. That's actually Ninja Stars.
But I think ultimately, I think that's what it boils down to. Is these people, and I'm sure Mrs. Lesbian, what's her name?
Beth Ford.
But I'm sure Miss Beth Ford is Lily White. I bet you
she's white.
Oh, I bet you she's whiter than a ghost.
She's
but
white
yet
bread.
Mrs. White, privileged, lesbian, and wants to get rid of any Native Americans off of her packaging. What is racist? All right, so let's do this.
Here, let's bring it up a little bit here. Let's see.
I understand. Okay, you know what? If you want to argue about the Washington Redskins,
oh yeah,
you can. You know what?
That I'm with you on.
Yes, Redskins. That's a little.
That's bad.
That's all right. So
Plus, I hate them.
So what about this picture right here? Yeah, we can't stand it.
No.
What about this picture right here? Screams racism. I hate to tell you this, the people in Minnesota and the people in the rest of the United States. Okay, so Minnesota is the land of lakes. They have like 10,000 lakes or something like that, and they have a lot of Indian population, Native American population up there.
But
okay,
we don't want
this
them
is
to be
racist
represented
because,
on anything.
Yeah,
so
we don't want them. Yeah,
off.
because anytime we have American Indian on anything, it's racist. We got to get them off. Stick to your reservations. Y'all need to stick to your reservations and go to your liquor stores. That's what the government does.
So
for
now,
you.
So now we have the white people that are they're overcompensating. Oh, I'm sorry because you must be you're from the same stock of people who, by the way, made a deal with the Native Americans and said, okay, you know what, the Black Hills will be your sacred ground. We won't touch it. Then we come back later and say, oh, what we do? Not only do we desecrate it, then we carve. How many? Is it 4 or 5?
4 presidents.
4 big ass white men's faces on the side of the frickin' mountain. I don't know how much more a kick in the nuts you could get than that.
So my question is this: what's next, Mrs. Butterworth? She's next. Get rid of her.
Get rid of her.
Aunt Jemima. What the hell's she doing? What the hell's she doing on a damn pancake bar? That's racist.
I don't think they have Aunt Jemima on it.
Yeah, they do. Yes, sir.
You still have her picture on the
Yes,
thing?
I think so.
I'm surprised with all these. I'm surprised.
But Mrs. Butterworth, change that bottle up.
She's just a fat ass Amish woman.
I know. Well, not only that, but she's been kissing them creepy commercials.
Yeah, she's been kissing the Colonel
Sanders.
He's been grabbing hold of them big hips.
But you know what?
She's been twerking.
I know it's really twerking.
All right, enough of that.
I know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yes,
there, Miss Lesbian Long. I know who's.
Oh,
you
Ford.
Know. Oh, what's it? Ford?
Not Long, Ford.
Never mind. That was a Freudian slip. I know what's going on, and I know why they took her picture off because I know whose picture you want up there. The only Democrat that was running for president that says she's a Native American. A picture of Elizabeth Warren is going to be up on that on a can of butter because she's 0.00004 Cherokee or whatever the hell it is. I can see
Texas is more Native American than Elizabeth
Warren. I know.
Warren.
I can see Elizabeth Warren's picture on Land O'Lakes.
Probably with their face all like, oh. Because Elizabeth Warren's a fighter.
Yes.
She's a fighter.
Yes. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, she's a fighter, all right. Anyhow, I don't.
Where are we going to stop? Where are we going to stop?
It ain't going to stop.
And it's like the whole thing with like when they're taking down all the Confederate statues and stuff. Look, here's my thing on that. Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take all this stuff down, right? Then you as or people as like say African American, let's go with that aspect. You don't remember where you were as bad as it was, and then where you are now, and how much your people, your ancestors had worked their way to get to where they are. But you want to remove any reminder of, because I'm like saying, if you can't remember where you were, you're not going to know where you are now. And so by getting rid of all this stuff, like I said, even though it's bad, memories, it still says, look, we were there. This is us now. Kiss my ass. But when you don't have any reminders, you're not going to know. You're not going to know that.
Well,
it's just going to fade away into history.
Well, see, that's the thing. Some of it, especially in the southern areas, I can kind of understand, but just moving them to, like battlefields or something like that. Well, they want to even go on the battlefields and remove all the stuff in the battlefields, and I'm like, people over in Germany, they purposely kept Auschwitz up, and that's over in Poland. They purposely kept Auschwitz up, and they purposely kept. I'm trying to think of the one. There's the one that's outside Munich, but they've actually purposely kept and restored a couple of concentration camps up, and the reason why is because that is remembrance of the past and what it was.
So you don't repeat it.
Exactly. So you want you cannot wipe out history as much as these certain groups of people want to try and wipe out history. You can't do it, but you learn from your history and learn not to repeat your history. So I don't get it. I guess that's just an easy scapegoat. Well, that's what people want. People want the easy way out. They want just, what's the simple solution for everything? Just get rid of it.
Right.
It's a part of the cancel culture. That's, if I don't agree with her, well, let's just cancel it out. Cancel. Let's rewrite all the history books.
See, my thing is this. Let's go back to, Native American stuff. So, we were talking about the Redskins stuff. Yeah, that I think it's derogatory, and plus I hate the Redskins. But anyway, when you look at stuff like this, so if it was racist, okay, especially back in, was it 1921? Especially back in 1921, they wouldn't have put any kind of Native American, image on anything if it was like, if they hated it.
Right.
You're talking about a brand. Land O'Lakes, that is shipped across the whole freaking country, and probably I don't know how many different countries.
Right.
And so, and they've chose this as their logo, as the representation of their company. It's just, so anyway, I want to get into some of the comments that they made, the people that were praising the fact that they took the Native American woman off. I didn't put what they did, but I did put some of their little taglines on their Twitter. One was a sidewalk blogger and urban geographer. Tread lightly on the earth, and my pronouns are he and him. And he applauds the fact that he took it off. Yes, thank you. There was a woman, the creator of Womb Loveology. She's nature. Was it
naturopath?
Naturopath
or naturopath or
naturopath.
Whatever.
Master herbalist and formulator, mama and writer, and she praises the fact they took it.
I bet she does.
Wombology, womb loveology. What the? Shut up.
She is also went to school to be a folklorist.
And last but not least, the gentleman is like, their tagline was, "It's time to come together for good and to love. Join me as I use both the counter and the loneliness and indifference around us."
Of course, yeah, that's something. Yeah,
but you people, you know what? This country is really starting to scare the hell out of me. I mean, everything that you look at now, this kind of bullshit. You look at stories, movies, this, that, and this, and how they can't come up with good stuff. It comes up with this stupid crap. I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's just, we're going, I mean.
Well, we've talked about it before in the past. And what's going to end up happening is eventually it's going to get to the point where these groups are going to start eating themselves. It's going to be because it's like a cancer. And then next thing you know, this one group is going to be offended by this. you have all these people that want to separate into groups. I'm this. I'm this. I'm this. Don't call me this. I'm this. It's like, well, what cracks me up is everybody. 1 minute they're saying don't put me in a group, but then when you go on there, oh, I'm a transgender, non-binary, fluid.
Well, see, they're already doing that
stuff.
You got
the
LGBT community.
You just put yourself in a group,
right? Or I'm sorry, you have like the women's movement who's trying to, for women's rights or whatever. Then you got LGBTs coming in or the trans and saying, "Oh, well, now you're going to exclude me,
right?
I'm you're not a woman. Well, I consider a woman.
You pee standing up still,
yeah." So now you're going to say I can't. Now you're telling me that I can't participate in women's sports. I identify as a woman, and so now you got what's all the progress that women have made. Now you're going to kick them right in the old P-bone.
Yep.
And send them back freaking 50 years.
And Dave, you're exactly right. They are segregating themselves. They're going to end up eating each other up from the inside, because eventually everybody's going to want to be the one. Like this lesbian woman that took over Land O'Lakes. Okay, in my opinion, she doesn't want anything to do with Native Americans, or she's just trying to get herself on the news. If I were a Native American, I'd be like, okay, so we're not really represented at all in American culture.
Anywhere.
Other than some derogatory, sports teams. You got the Redskins, okay, you have the Seminoles, the Braves and the Indians up in Cleveland or whatever. But other than that, so you're taking that away. There's nothing racist about this picture. Absolutely nothing. It's not like she's holding up a tomahawk or anything like that, or a scalp or what. Come on. And what's going to happen is then eventually the American Indians are going to be like, well, they're going to be going against her, and then you have all these racial groups starting to go out, which they are anyway. I tell you what, if you go to Los Angeles. Y'all think they're all singing, the minorities are singing Kumbaya? You've got the Hispanics and the African Americans can't stand each other, and the Koreans. They cannot stand each other. So, and you're just doing this even more. So that's all I got to say. Go ahead and removing stuff. Keep canceling stuff out.
Yeah. And then we won't have any representation of anything.
Yep.
And everybody's just going to be vanilla. And yeah, it's like it's a lot of the Democrats that are they're trying to actually put people in groups so they can. Because here's the thing: if they separate people, right, then they're going to create these walls where they're going to be like nobody's going to be together on anything, and that's how like Democrats rule. Matter of fact, it's how Satan rules.
Oh,
yes, that's how
that's our friend.
That's how Satan does it.
That's our friend.
Oh, that's bad.
That's how Satan does it. Yeah, I was gonna say that was really low. I know. Satan. This is how we work. We separate people so they can't come together with what they have in common. So we just separate it. Yep, that's what we do. We separate people from God. See, we don't let you get to God. Yes, that's how we had and it's working. You stupid people. That's what we had our best friend Adolf do over in Germany. He separated people. That's right. Exactly. So you. Oh, that's right. Mission accomplished. High five. High five. Oh. So keep going there, Mrs. Whatever her lesbian name is. Ford. Miss Ford. You're doing the devil's work for him. Yes. We appreciate it. And you stink.
Go get some. Never mind.
There you go.
What happened?
Got taken over again. Hello, Mr. Giffen. Mr. Mike Giffen.
So anyway.
That's one of my 101st Airborne brothers.
Oh, okay. Very well. Very good.
Right. So again, whatever. It's people.
I'm telling you, what's next? Get rid of Miss Buttersworth. I'm gonna have, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go on Twitter and start a campaign. Let's get rid of Miss Butterworth.
As much as Miss Butterworth's twerking on the colonel there, I
don't know.
Nobody needs to see that.
You know what? I think we need to get rid of. I think we need to get rid of Colonel Sanders.
That's right.
Colonel Sanders represents.
South.
Yep, the old South, a old white man who had a plantation down in the South.
Oh, he's white, all right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me?
That's right, honey.
Right.
We're going to go right down and take him.
How about that?
Yep.
How about it?
And take his chicken away, too.
Oh, that's
savage.
All right. Next. Here, I don't know. Let's see. We're going over to Chicago.
Chicago? Watch it.
Oh, there's the mayor.
My big head, my big afro's blocking the
Your big afros right here. We'll put it up.
shrink.
So this is really all you need to know. This one right here. So this is the mayor of Chicago. She's another real winner here. All right. So Lori Lightfoot, a Democrat. Ooh, there's a surprise. So she went and this week she went and had a haircut at a salon.
Oh, she did.
Oh,
did she?
what are we? Yeah, what are we supposed to be doing?
Little bit off here, a little bit off there.
Here, let's bring this one in. This one's a little bit lighter. Okay, she went. This is right after she got done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right here. I don't know what the hell you paid for that. You need to go to a salon for that. Let me tell you something. Cousin Tech's Barbershop. I tell you what. We got a $10. We got a $10 Walmart clipper. We'll take care of that. No time. Right, shut up.
That's a long clip.
That is a long clipper. Jeez. She went and when everybody else is quarantined, she went to the salon or her let's see, she did go received recently, despite salon and barbershop shutting down under the state's stay-at-home order, she got a haircut. She previously stating in one of her public service announcements, getting your roots done is, or somebody said, was previously stating, oh, no, she said in another speech she gave that getting your roots done was not essential. Well, honey, you didn't get your roots done, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
So the country game when the stylist, which is right here, Frank,
David said she got it done at PetSmart.
That's good.
She had she was all in the little the collar and stuff too, and it came out. Stay put. Here we go. That's wrong.
She scared the Clippers. Yeah, that's wrong. All right. So the stylist was wearing contrary when the stylist posted photos with the mayor last weekend. The stylist was wearing a mask and gloves. The mayor said in defense of the haircut during a press conference, I'm the public face of this city. And when where's she? I lost it. Oh, I'm the public face of this city. I'm on national media and I'm out in the public eye. Well, you know what? You think you do something about that face and that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be an asshole because that's just who I am. Okay, what is that? Let's get this a little bit bigger here.
What? Her breasts?
No, like what is this? What is that? I mean, a stylist needs to do that? Hell, I can get a damn Floby and hit that sucker.
Floby. Well, she's got to spend that taxpayer money.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I want to know. How much did you pay for that?
And they won't mention that.
And why do you need a stylist?
You know,
you can go to the barber college and have them do that for free.
Yep, exactly. Not in Chicago, though. The barber, she has to go through it's a minefield to go to the barber college.
Oh, and the mayor added that the public is more concerned with other issues. I think what really people want to talk about is we're talking about people dying here. We're talking about significant health disparities. I think that's what people care most about.
I think people are most want to talk about is getting back to work. Like, obviously, you were able to get this woman, the hairstylist right here, which she actually is kind of nice looking.
Yeah, she's not bad.
You put her back to work. That's what people are concerned about. Yes, they're concerned about their health. And yes, especially in your city, they're concerned about the disparities in the mortality rate of the minority groups. But they also want their money, honey. They want a little bit of that, a little bit of change. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot more of this going on.
So they start talking about how they're starting to see a big rise. So people are losing their jobs. Businesses are going out of business because their suicide rates up, and people are starting to get seriously depressed because we're not going back to work. And for a lot of these people, the work is their livelihood.
Right.
That's what keeps them going. And so when you talk about health, there's a lot more to talk about people's health than just the freaking corona bullshit. All right. We already got people, and Mike will tell you, Mike, my boy here, tell you about, people coming back in the military with PTSD and this shit. And now you want to get them locked, just want to keep them locked up in their apartments or whatever else for who knows how long.
Yeah, with their wife who be nagging at them 24/7. Grab my lawn.
Shut up.
I got something for you.
Chop them up.
But anyway.
Chop it, me mother.
Well, I mean, I don't expect anything else.
I don't either.
Where her claim to fame, okay, first off, the murder rate in Chicago has not gone down. So that's one. And two, this is the same one. I think she believed the whole Jussie Smollett story, that she's, she believed him. And she basically told her chief of police, or the commissioner of the police, to go pound salt. So this doesn't surprise me at all.
But see, look, Chicago. You guys had excuse me.
What?
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I was close. You had Ron Emanuel, that piece of crap. You had him, and then you voted this piece of shit in. I'm gonna, you guys need to go over there to New York, and y'all ought to compare notes because you keep voting these stupid ass people in, and New York City keeps on voting De Blasio in. You people are, oh my God, don't even get me started. You know what? And like you said, when she came in, crime rate rose.
Right.
And Ron Emanuel was a piece of crap to begin with.
Yeah, he didn't really.
It was
do a
already
whole lot.
high enough when he was in there, and then she just shot it through the roof.
Yep. But at least she looks good. I like Steve.
Well, that's a matter of opinion.
Davidson's stylist used to do makeup for Star Trek.
Yeah,
we're gonna leave that one alone.
Can you make her the butthead? Remember the butthead one?
I have
Kind of looks like one of those. What do they call them? Fribbles? What is it?
Tribbles.
All right. Anyway, get off.
Yeah, get her off.
Skank.
Yeah, I don't have any.
But
time for her.
and I mean, you know what? These people keep voting these people in, and they keep on, giving them the wazoo, and it's like, anyway. All right. Now we're going down to
one of Reverend Cousin and I's favorite area of the world,
Colombia.
Even though,
is that where Miss Bum Bum's held?
that's Brazil.
Damn,
I know. And you know what? Y'all better hold Miss Bum Bum this year. I'm telling you, we didn't want to know Miss Bum Bum 2020.
You know what? Hold on. We can do this. Hold on.
Yes, I'll put gloves on.
So if we had to do Miss Bum Bum virtual, we'll have her come here,
right?
And then we will.
Yes.
But we'll have a couple. You know what?
Yes.
We'll set up a couple locations. One of them will be here in our studio.
Yes.
You'll send about 3 or 4 of Miss Bum Bum contestants here. We will judge.
And I have and don't worry about it, honeys. I have a level 4 biohazard suit that I'm going to be putting on, so you don't have to worry about getting nothing from me.
I do too. It's called a condom.
Oh. Yeah, those work well too.
I'm just gonna put them on my fingers.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I'm waiting. I tell you what. Speaking of which, I'm waiting for somebody to go be walking around shopping or whatever that puts a condom or whatever on their hands. They have like
their
the
finger.
reservoir.
What do they call them? Finger? What do they call those?
Finger puppets?
No, like when they put these little things on their fingers for something.
I don't know.
They use condoms. Then you get some little lady there that's like only 4 foot tall. She puts some magnums on there and they look like looks like she's octopus.
They didn't have the stars were out of rubber gloves. This is the next best thing I got.
You know what? I wonder if that spermicide up there actually battles coronavirus because you get the ones that have the spermicide
You know what?
on them.
I'm going to send that question to Dr. Fauci. They had the question and answer. I think,
or Dr. Was it Burks or whatever?
Dr. Burks, yeah. The next town hall that they have, like on one of the news channels, I'm gonna sit there and type that in. Does spermicide kill COVID-19? Yeah, does the spermicide on condoms kill COVID-19? I can see them. They're going to be like, I don't know. What? Send it off to the lab.
I'm going to put one over my head.
Yep. Send it off to the
Make
lab.
little eye holes in it.
Let's get it tested.
All right. Speaking of condoms.
Yes.
Oh
my. Whoa.
Here? Oh, what she got going there? So, we're down in the lovely country of Colombia in Bogota. What is it? Bogota. And apparently...
Oh, no, it's Bogota. I'm sorry.
Bogota. I don't know.
Bogota, Colombia.
Excuse me. And so it seems that the the sex toy business down in Colombia is skyrocketing. So I get, and here's the thing: Colombia is already kind of a conservative type country, and so there was a was it Jerson Monge holds up his cell phone to proudly show off his online sex shop. A red banner reading across the screen, sold out. So he is sold out of every one of his sexual products. Now, you look at Mama here.
Yep.
She's got the gloves on and the mask.
Yes, she's safe.
You know what? I hate wearing gloves because you can't feel anything.
I know. I'm like, especially when you're trying to get something out of your pockets or whatever, you're like,
That's not what I was talking about, but anyway.
Oh.
So looking over here. Look at this this huge shelf. That's like body butter, lotion,
potions and lotions.
Ooh. Little motion lotion.
Yes.
Excuse me?
Oh. Hold on a minute. What's that doing?
While most Colombian businesses are suffering online, the online industry has seen an explosion. No pun intended. In sales in a usually conservative country, sex toys are flying off the shelves.
Literally,
we don't know where they're flying into.
Oh my!
And so you have something like that. That might be called like a little rabbit or something. For those of you sturdy broads, we have a little bit something.
Ooh.
Little gas power.
That's 18 horsepower right there.
So,
oh my.
So, so they've seen a rise of 50% in online sales of sex toys. People are at home and have more time on their hands. I hope it's just time that's on their hands. They're with their partners or alone. Mostly alone. It's probably good it's gas powered because if it's electric, they probably have to start having brownouts.
Literally and figuratively. Brownouts. David, battery sales must be through the roof too. You know what? We're gonna have to research that.
Yeah.
You know what about the battery sale?
Well, you know what? All these snowflakes bought all these electric cars. I'm sure you can go hook up to all the car battery banks they have in them things.
Well, not only that, but I think they have. I think they're starting to make these things more ecologically friendly, and they got solar powered dildos.
You just gotta hold your ass up to the sun.
No, you gotta stick them out in the sun for like a couple hours, and they're fully charged. Can you imagine driving by?
Or just hang your ass out the window.
That's where the little solar cell is on the very end. Oh, is it fully charged yet?
Oh my god! Woo!
Oh my!
Holy crap! Okay, so They're with their partners or alone and need fun in their daily activities when it comes to being intimate.
Amen.
It's not supposed to be fun. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yes.
Got one foot on the floor. Only for procreation. So Reuters spoke to 6 online sex shops in Colombia, and they all have seen a swell in sales.
I bet you that's not the only thing that's swelling.
So, I can't speak. Sex toys can help people keep their spirits up. If that's what you want to call it, that's fine. During long isolation. So says psychologist Dr. Carolina Guzman, and might lead to an easing of sexual mores. Well, yeah, everybody always wants more.
Obviously, they're sold out.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh.
A little bit edible underwear.
Spencer's is sold out of them.
I know.
There's been there's a hoarding going on of edible panties.
I don't think they're supposed to be that crunchy, though. That must be the Doritos version.
No, or the eBay. I got these off of eBay. I think there's something wrong with them.
Check the expiration date. Or they used.
I was wondering why they weren't wrapped up in plastic. Or they were in a sandwich bag.
That's what they. You had a little. I mean, it's like a walking taco.
Oh my.
So Colombia is very conservative. Has a very conservative idea around sexuality and communication surrounding it. It is. I got to fart.
Okay, that's
there we
nice.
go. It is. Oh, wait a minute. My pages are stuck together.
Don't look at me.
People allow themselves to work on their curiosity and to understand that buying and using these products is a great thing. Mm-hmm. Other countries have seen a similar phenomenon. Phenomena. Sales of sex toys in Denmark have more than doubled.
Oh, that's a given.
While British lingerie chain Ann Summers, isn't that what they're? Oh, that's Ann Chambers. Was it Ann Chambers? What is her name?
That's Marilyn Chambers. It's not even close. I was thinking like Suzanne Summers with her little thigh, with her. I think it was
Thigh
like
master. Got to work on the kegels. So Ann Summers lingerie chain and sex toy sales have gone up 27%. Inside the sex shop in what did you call Bogota?
Oh, that's the Sex Sense.
Oh, Sex Sense.
Inside the Sex Sense sex shop
scene?
in Bogota.
I'm sure they're causing the scene in there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
What?
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 So here in Frederick, Tex and I used to go to a bar called Old Town Tavern. We'd sit in the window sometimes. There's like this big window that, bay window kind of thing where you can sit at a table, high top table.
Right.
And so right across the street was a adult books shop and
bookstore.
And do they have toys there too, I think?
I'm sure they did.
That's it.
We never went inside.
No. No, I swear I didn't. I didn't go in there because it was just.
You should have seen
it was
all the
one
guys.
Of those places you're like,
And we're sitting there watching all the guys that are going in there. You hit the guys with the trench coats in there, and it's like before they walk in the door, they're like looking up and down the street.
So we're sitting there drinking, and then we come out, we bang on the glass. Hey, what are you doing up? Take off running.
It's a raid. It's a police.
Oh. So, where am I at?
We were still at the Sex Sense.
So,
shop.
manager Adriana Marin watched Pope Francis give a Good Friday Mass on her computer while she sprayed boxes of products down with disinfectant.
She's a good. Hey, now I'm going to tell you right now, that is a good Catholic right there. Not only is she watching Pope Francis watching Mass, but she's making sure she keeps the product safe.
She's in there watching Mass.
Can you imagine?
She's in there watching a big dildo, waving it down. Amen, brother.
I wonder how many.
Sorry.
I wonder if she has to do the Father, Son, Holy Ghost. If she puts.
I told you not to turn those on. Wipe that down.
It was.
Oh, you know what? We do have to test the product. Hold on. All right, never mind.
Stop. That's not why the Pope's on. Oh my!
That's a good Catholic. We got the Pope. You got the Pope on. You got a big dildo in your hand.
Yep,
That's
and
all
right
I'm
and right over there on the other side, what she's doing, there's the rosary beads.
No, those are anal beads. Are they anal beads?
You can use them as both. You can use them. You can use them as both. Stop. We're going to hell.
Oh my gosh. You're damn right. You do not use the rosary as anal beads. No. Even though, yes, you can, but JC's got a problem with that. Yes. We don't. We don't do it. We like it. We do it all the time. As a matter of fact, we've been known to throw anal beads out at Mardi Gras. And believe me, those suckers ain't fresh. You got that right. That's why I have preparation age, because I throw too many beads out there. Oh, we love those. Isn't that one of your girlfriends? Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. Lord of the Flies. Oh, hell. The Lord of the Flies. When I say she was the queen of the flies. Oh, hell. Thighs or fly queen? Oh, hell, the fly queen. Did you say flies or thighs? Are we talking about Suzanne Summers again? It's high. I know it's high. All right. So, goodbye, everybody. Bye. See ya.
Oh,
all right. Woof.
They came back again.
They're always jumping in.
I know.
Anyway. So her online talking about Adriana Marin, who was, polishing dildos while watching the Pope. Her online sales shop has taken off through, even though her storefront is closed, there's still stiff competition. Apparently she says there's 30 other sex shops in the neighborhood. Holy crap, people.
These things happen in conservative neighborhoods.
I was going to say, it's conservative, but you got 3 on the same couple blocks.
I know.
Jeez. At the Bally sex store in Medellin, sales are up 140%. Okay, that's the area that's real close to the Pope.
Actually, I think
that's where they're getting all the nuns.
Oh, that's wrong. I think that's Medellin or whatever.
Who cares?
I know, who cares? But it's, yeah.
Before, people didn't have time because so many things were going on in their daily lives. And I think because of what's happening at the moment, it's given them the opportunity to explore different things.
You know what? It is a good time to just kind of relax. Take it all in.
Mm. Take all in.
Take it all
Take
in.
what all in?
As much as you can.
Oh, good, because we're waiting for you to come down. Oh, I'm holding the door open. We're waiting for Deacon Tex to come down here. Matter of fact, he's driving the bus. Oh, you know what? I'm a bus driver. Anyway, the wheels on the bus go round and round. Hey, everybody. You know where these are made from? Well, you know where these are made in? China! The China still gets their money. They're like, okay, we unleashed the coronavirus out there. Ramp up the sex toys. We know what everybody's going to be buying. Can you get the coronavirus through the vagina? I think we're going to have to ask that question, too, in the press conference. Hey, Dr. Fauci. Oh, I want to actually. Somebody I want to ask to see them get all freaked out is Dr. Gupta, Sanjay Gupta on CNN or whatever it's called. Hey, Dr. Gupta, can you get the coronavirus in your genitals, in the vagina? Just so you know, we created CNN. Yes, we did. I love it. I know. It's quite obvious that the devil created CNN. Yes, obviously. Yes, because it's one of the worst ones out there. Well, and it's funny is we started off with very little influence. We had no influence. We put in Ted Turner and he was like, he did all right. But then we wanted things ramped up, and Ted Turner couldn't stand it. But he was just like, I'm out of here. Yeah, but look who he was married to. Well, it was. They're not anymore. Well, he was. Yeah, I know. That's where it really started to go down. Oh, Jane Fonda, skank. Yes, we don't even want her down here. So, anyway, we're kicking her right back up. She's gonna be another one of those we talked about that's gonna be in permanent limbo. She's gonna be in permanent purgatory as the woman's matron in the women's bathroom. Hand out. They're gonna be handing out, hygiene products. Oh, hygiene products, all right. Would you like some of this? Or how about a little bit of this? Or a little bit of this? Or a little bit of this? Mm-hmm. All right, you know what? As a matter of fact, we're gonna stick her in there with Nancy Pelosi. Oh yes, and they can lick the toilets clean. I might even go in there and take a big old dump myself. Anyway. All right. Look, we're heading back down. Yes, we're done.
All right, are we back yet?
No. Gotta hit the button.
Are we back yet?
Then we're back.
There we go. Whew.
Okay.
That's scary. Woo. That was a scary conversation.
That was
I don't know
scary.
where I was. Where was I? Anyway.
I didn't know they down in hell they don't even like Nancy Pelosi.
They accept their chocolate ice cream. She's going to try and buy her way in with chocolate ice cream.
It'll melt right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all I got.
All I gotta say, okay, kind of the piggyback off the story before we end, because I know we've been like rambling on for a long time.
No, that was pretty good, actually.
But my thing is this, in times like this, they're talking about some small time restaurants probably will not come back. As a matter of fact, we were talking one of the places we liked in downtown Frederick. They had 2 restaurants, but they're closing up the one permanently in Frederick and just keeping the one open in Leesburg, which we're still glad that's open. But you're going to have a lot of people that aren't going to be able to do it. So this is the time to diversify. If I were a business owner, I'd be looking around and saying, okay, what's working, what's not working, what's going to come back, and what's not going to come back. I think they have it good in Columbia.
They do.
If you can get into that business, I'm telling you, we didn't do our research, but we ought to do that. I'll look into it as to what we're like, what the behind the locked door, which is a very popular adult place.
Isn't that the green door
here? Oh, that has Marilyn Chambers in it.
That's what I thought.
From like the 1970. Oh, anyway, they need a little bit of. But I'd be curious as to what the sales are of the toys around here.
I know, but you know what really sucks? Other than that, is that they were actually getting ready to open up like a ramen restaurant in downtown Frederick. I mean, like right before. I think it was supposed to open up in March.
Right.
So like right before this shit hit, and it's like, oh,
well, they might.
Shit.
But they might be okay because they probably didn't have their
possibly.
They didn't have their money into their product yet. A lot of these other restaurants
but they
still
spent
had
a bunch of money renovating.
Well, the building, yeah.
And they had just renovated, the space, and they were getting ready to open, and then, boom.
I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you're another thing to look at in your real estate market, give it about a year, 2 years, there's going to be a lot of empty real estate laying around.
One of the good things, though, about this is that I read on Facebook that China Garden wasn't even going to be ready to open up until around June.
So this is good thing.
So this might be right within their timeline when this stuff hopefully
And I'll tell you what, and not only that, but this place
they will get bombarded.
Well, not only that, but even if you still can't go physically to go in and eat there yet, I'm going to tell you right now, if he opens up, you're going to get the carry-out business big time. You're going to have a line of people out that door waiting to do carry-out. So you're going to have your money.
Well, plus they already do
delivery, yeah,
delivery
and delivery.
But
so
if they get hooked up with like Grubhub or somebody else,
oh yeah,
they're gonna. I mean, it's the best Chinese restaurant in Frederick. They will get bombarded with business. So China Garden, just stay on course,
stay the track.
That's right. We'll be right there with you.
You got that right. We'll be waiting in line with you, with everybody else.
Now that is a place to wait in line for.
Yes. Everybody else, they can wait.
They can wait.
But not China Garden.
That's all I got, except for one announcement, which I made this up. So, Bones in the Bayou, the latest book that is narrated by yours truly. Matter of fact, this sucker is already sold close to 200 units.
That's crazy. Well,
that is crazy.
I tell you what, that's quarantine for you. They're looking for stuff to read and hear.
That's right. So you know what? Go get you a copy of Bones in the Bayou. Get you a nice dildo. And just sit in the tub and let it ride. And I'm actually.
There goes the rubber ducky.
Oh. So this book is out. We're gonna let it marinate for a while. We'll be done with the second book in this series this coming week. So that's going to be out, and then at that point, then I'm gonna start really getting on my book, which is in editing phase, and then my book will come out, and I'm also in the middle of writing the second book. Then after that, I shared with Deacon Tex today the idea for my third book, which I'll keep that under wraps for a while, which is a totally different from the first two books. It's something completely different. And now for something completely different.
A man with two buttocks.
Ass face.
Yes.
All right, that's all I got. So guys, and like I said, I don't make hardly squat on this. I don't do it for this, but the authors of the book and everything else, this is like their livelihood. So go either buy the book or go get it on Audible, because then I get a little change, little something.
Yeah, hurry up and do it before y'all have to go back to work.
That's right. And anyway, support all the your local businesses if you can with carry out, and support businesses that are doing this kind of stuff. And yeah, that's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's all it is.
So
it's all it is.
That's all it is. So anyway, we want to thank everybody for joining us on this Sunday, and thank you for the conversations, keeping it up.
And thanks for staying with us because we did go a little long.
Yes, we did go a little long. I think we kind of dropped most everybody, but that's all right. And thank you. It was nice to see Mr. Vladi back again. We missed Miss Vivian. We didn't see her on. She might have been on watching, but she just didn't feel like talking. It's all right.
Yep.
Miss other regulars.
But thank you for Mr. Giffen for Mr. Giffen for joining us.
Mr. Giffen, and then even hey, I'm this is the conservative guy. I'm the independent guy. So if you have opinions contrary to what you're hearing here, we have no problem with you sitting in your your stuff or whatever. So please, let's do more of it. I like to have a little bit of bantering going back.
Screw
on.
you.
I know he says so.
No, but but seriously,
I like a little bantering back and forth.
If you like to say something, that's fine. We can have a discussion even if we don't agree.
Yep.
But you just don't write on there and say, "Hey, he's a dickhead," and then just drop off
and then leave. Yeah, that's not very nice.
Yeah, you could call in the number. This number's not here just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, that's not.
So just call in and we can have a discussion. If we agree to disagree at the end of the day,
yep,
that's fine. That's fine.
I agree. I agree.
But I will say this: if you're gonna come here and debate, you might want to get your shit together because believe me, I do a lot of research. So just saying.
So it was nice hearing from everybody. Thanks everybody for being here this Sunday, and please join us again next Sunday. Until then, everybody have a safe week. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay away from everybody else. For Pete's sake, God the hell, stay away from people. I'd be like that cat.
I hate people.
I'd be like the cat that hates people. launch themselves to the moon. So stay away from everybody. And until then, we'll see you all next week. God bless.
We got all the masks, you round-eyed fat bastard.
Yes, fat ass. And hurry up and open China Garden, you
We're putting
bastard.
all the MSG back in the food.
Yes. Oh, MSG.